Okay, we're ready to go.
All right. Everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. I hereby open the Board of Education meeting for Chickasha Public School District I-001. This meeting was properly announced and posted in compliance with the Open Meeting Act laws of the state of Oklahoma. Open meeting at 6:15. Okay, call roll, please, Kelly.
McGill,
Here.
Morris,
Here.
Allen,
Here.
Curtis, and Clift.
Here.
So
All right.
Kara's not on yet.
Not on yet. She'll be in probably. All right. Do the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
to the flag of
of
the
the
United
United
States of America and
and
to the
to
republic
for
for
which
which it stands, one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right. Jennifer, do you have any emails that you or Rick had for public comment? I haven't received anything.
No, I didn't receive anything and Rick didn't receive anything.
Okay. All right. Well, that takes us to item 5.
So yep, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
For our recognition this year on Chicken Express, we actually did 2 support employees since it was the summer month. And we chose Michelle Fleetwood with Jerry Don, and then Vonnie Davidson, who is one of our child nutrition workers. She stepped in and helped with all of our claims and everything for our feeding that we did. So those are our 2 Chicken Express people. Then the other recognition is LaVon Blaylock, and she is our support employee of the quarter. And she does our bus driving, and then she also does our mail. I have a little write-up on LaVon, so I'm going to go ahead and read that.
Okay.
LaVon Blaylock has worked for Chickasha Public Schools for 21 years as a para and then later as a bus driver. LaVon goes above and beyond every day for her students in the district. If one of her students shows up without a coat, LaVon will purchase one during her break so they will not be in the inclement weather without. One of her special bus riders was having a hard time with his long bus rides, so LaVon visited with Miss Meeks and came up with an idea to help him by getting him an iPod to keep him occupied for his ride. LaVon has taken on driving multiple bus routes this past year with another driver when another driver was leaving her to split her own route as needed. She has a good relationship with her students, parents, and keeps open communication with them. When LaVon knows of a need in our district, she makes sure the appropriate people are aware so help can be given, whether it's for a student or a staff member. She has worked tirelessly as case vice president for our support staff and has been a support for many when needed. She is hard to help keep a positive atmosphere among our support staff and with administration. It is our pleasure to honor LaVon as a support employee of the quarter.
On there.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm going to thank LaVon and Michelle and Vonnie, all of them. I mean, we got a lot of employees that have heart for kids like that, but it's always awesome to hear the stories. So thank you to all our employees, and thank you to Brad and Kelly for recognizing them. Okay. Item 6, Miss Ann.
Good evening. Glad to be here. Rochelle, was it a couple weeks ago that we had a demo? It seems like all these weeks have been running in together since the COVID hit and been working from home and Zooming a lot. So I got the privilege to talk with Rochelle and Rick about the Symbol program and kind of what it does for them. So tonight I'm just going to kind of show you what it does for you as a board member and those of you that are looking at the agendas and things. We have a mixture of districts that are on this program. So we have anywhere from rural to larger cities on the program. So it really doesn't depend on the size of districts on who is going on. It's just more of the, like Rochelle said, and she's very excited about it, is it's more of the efficiency part of it. So is there a way I can share my screen so I can kind of demo and kind of show you guys around? Would allow me to do that?
Yes,
is there
you
any way
should
to
be
enable
allowed
that?
to share screens.
It's saying that the host disabled attendee screen sharing.
He's not on anymore.
There we go.
Yeah, try now.
Okay. So kind of just to give you a little background on this, what this does is it really takes what that paper agenda that you're probably emailed and puts it all in a text searchable database. So one of the things is not just that people are really wanting to go digital without paper, but just that, you know, I hear from board members all the time about at home they have file cabinets over file cabinets of old agendas and minutes. And if you really wanted to find something, it would be really hard to find because you have to go through each paper. And even if you have them stored in a Google Drive or an email, you would have to kind of know which meeting whatever you're looking for is in before you can look for it. Everything that's put into this system is text searchable, which means if you're looking for a contract or anything, you can press this search and put in a person's name, and automatically the agenda item that is associated with that person's name, as well as if their name is inside an attachment, it's going to pull all of that information up. So as far as like the efficiency and being able to go back and look at what you've done in previous meetings, you're able to go in and pull that stuff out without having to go through paper or go through your emails. Just kind of like when we were talking about where the agenda was and where those meeting links and things are. Whenever you do have a meeting, you also have the information there with the Zoom link. That was one of the biggest things that we have is that, you know, a lot of our districts were going to virtual meetings and they had to put their links and things on the web page. And as long as your board is here, they can actually link into Zoom from Assemble as well. So kind of on your side, I kind of went over how it makes it efficient for Rochelle. Definitely whenever we have our minutes clerk academies and we have those that are taking the minutes and creating the agendas, it's almost like a tent revival because their minutes are pretty much done when the meeting's done, and their agendas are very easy to create versus like copying pasting from Word. But for you, there's two ways you can join the meeting. So once the meeting is completed and Rochelle's ready for you guys to view the agenda, you'll get a link that will take you here. And you can do two things. One is you can view and join the meeting like as if we're going to take our minutes and things. And then the most efficient thing, if you're getting a notification, is the meeting quick view. So if I press on quick view, then I have all of the agenda items I can see right here. If I have a Zoom link, it's up here as well that I can click onto. And then I can also go through here and look at any attachments that I may have on the on the link. So that's one of the ways that you can also view it. The majority of the way is whenever people, let me go back to my home screen. I'm sorry, I'm clicking around too much. Is whenever you join the meeting, you'll click and view and join the meeting. And this is really where it makes it really efficient for the board members. On this side, you have your left side is just the agenda. So each agenda item that you're on will highlight as of that. One of the things that we get from a lot of our districts is if you have some that are not that techie and they don't really want to have to click around the system, then usually the board president or the vice president or the superintendent can lead the meeting. And if anybody's following the leader, then they can actually follow along and it will prompt their screen as they go. So a lot of our districts will just have them help them log in, and they'll follow the leader through the meeting, so then they're not having to touch the screen. As far as the screens go, this is device agnostic, which means you could actually view it on our phone. One of the things we get back from board members is that whenever they get that email, that a meeting notification is, it does look nice on an iPhone. People can just go through there, look at all the different attachments and look and see what's on the agenda. Another thing you have is a raised hand version. So if I know in Zoom, a lot of districts will laugh at me if it's in person because a lot of people just talk over each other and they're like, oh, my board won't use that. But during like the Zoom time right now, this raised hand feature has been very use quite a bit, just because if a leader, if the superintendent or the board president is leading the meeting, then if you have something to say, instead of interrupting, you can press raise hand and the meeting leader will know that Robin is wanting to address the board. As far as like how I want to kind of show you what it does do for Rochelle, as far as how her minutes are, is that, you know, everything is time stamped and electronic. So whenever we came in and we did our attendance, all she has to do is press attendance, and then it automatically marks everybody present. She only has to mark them if they're absent. And just like you guys maybe have one of your board members that are absent right now, she can mark it absent, it timestamps it, and she can save it. But then if they come in here and they've joined the meeting, you can make that attendance, mark it present, and then it timestamps that, and it also puts everything in Rochelle's minutes. So that is a very big feature that I know that it's a lot of copy and paste, but if she does the system with her minutes, when she's done, she could basically print it out. And that's one of the things that minutes clerk says, that, you know, the next day they're having to relive the meeting, or they're copying and pasting, or they get interrupted. And this just makes everything just very efficient and done whenever the meeting is done. On the board member side as well, you have these little personal notes sections. So if you, one of the things we get back from a lot from the board members is that they're, you know, viewing the agenda over the weekend and it's a Monday night and they forget something. If they put a personal note in here, this is just for them, and it just kind of gives them a reminder that there's something that they want to ask there. Nobody else can see it but you. However, I do, just in case, you know, it could be subjected to Open Records Act. So you want to be sure that you put something appropriate, or something that you would be okay if it came in. But that is one of the things that our boards really like, is making those notes. And then again, you can go back in and you can even search your personal notes. If you remember that you made a personal note on something, you can actually just search all those and pull up those agenda items. So on the board side, there's very little training. It's very simple. Basically, again, I'll go through that again. Once you get the meeting link, you'll go in and you'll join the meeting here. And then this one will show you a little bit more attachments. I kind of like the way the attachments look in here. So if I click on here, I can see that there's an attachment there. Now Seth's gonna laugh at me because Seth is in my class. And so this is one of I just put kind of a play document in here. And so this is one of our assignments that I'm sure that Seth copied from me, but just kidding, Seth. But you can view it in here. If someone's leading the meeting, if they expand it, it actually expands the document for the person following the meeting. You can also search inside that document. You can also make highlights if you wanted to highlight something in the document, and you can also put sticky notes on the document. So that's one of the things that, especially if you have those really long documents, you can go through and you can go in and make personal annotations. And again, everything that's in these documents, if you were just to put a NOVA in a search, it would pull up this document, even though that's not part of the agenda item. You can also download it from there as well. So, but one of the things we get back is that when they go full screen like this, it's very easy to read. I'm like an iPad lover, like that's my thing. But I do get a lot back that the board members love the touch screen on this, because they don't have to mess with the keyboard, and everything works very fine on a touch screen. So Surfaces, iPads, but even the Chromebooks and everything works well on these. Any questions so far? I kind of went through, it's kind of like second nature to me half the time, so I kind of just spit out things like Micro Machine Man. But do you have any questions about the system so far?
Just Ann, if there's anything to share, like differences between, I mean, the board member access is secure access, so it's not like a public one. You want to share any differences between what we might see as a dashboard, or differences on our side versus the admin side, real quick?
Absolutely. So everything is permission. So you could have anybody with a login, which is going to be probably your administrators, and then you also have a level of permissions for board members. And so there's some of those things that if you especially have your leadership team in here, I was kind of talking to Rick about this last, Rick Cobb at Middell, he uses this for his leadership meetings, for his different cabinet meetings. So people have to have permissions on each thing. So as attachments and agendas are created, they're created with permissions for board members to access versus the just people who have logins for administrators to have access. Now, as far as your public goes, one of the things that's nice about this is you do have a public projector page. So those that want to view the meeting, kind of like how they're doing on YouTube as well, or if you have panels in your boardroom when we start meeting physically, you could actually use the projector page here. And your patrons can view the agenda like you do, but they're not going to see the attachments unless you put it to public. So you set every attachment for those things, but you can also set different levels of attachments inside your organization. So if your leadership team has access to the system and they're supposed to just be able to view the agenda and maybe some other contracts need to be protected, that actually goes just to you. And so when you would open it, you would see that, but Seth would see something different. Does that make sense? But this projector page has been something a lot of our districts are really using because they are using those flat panel screens inside their room. Or right now, what they're doing on Zoom is that's what they're putting on Zoom for the public to view while you had your attachments and things that you're viewing. So it could be a totally different screen. And when you have that leader, the public will also be prompted on that public projector as well. So as the meeting's going through, each one will be highlighted as the leader does, but there's only certain things they'll be able to see on here where you'll see other things on there. And then kind of talking about that as well is one of the things that a lot of our districts really like is we do have a notes section that's called board member only comments. So you can kind of see, I did one on this one. So you can kind of see right here where it says board member only comments. So your superintendent or whoever is creating the agenda, or if there's other comments that want to be put in there, this is something a lot of our superintendents are using because it replaces that second email of, hey, look at this item. You actually have that in there. So when you're on that item, you can see what kind of comments your superintendent made. And a good example of that would be when our renewals for OPSUCA come out, which is our unemployment service for OSSBA. A lot of board members are like, what's OPSUCA? I don't even know it because it doesn't necessarily say OSSBA. That's a good spot where superintendent could say, this is our annual contract for that, and just answers those questions before you guys get them. But we have a lot of superintendents that love this, and they put in just that little tidbit of information. That way, all questions are kind of asked before the meeting. And I can't tell you how many districts tell me that their meeting goes by so much faster with that board member only comments and it being electric, because all of their questions are usually answered before the meeting starts, or they can view it and it's updated in real time as well. But yes, that is a big feature for the system. And kind of going into those permission levels, one of the things we do is we tailor this to what you already are looking at. So your reports are generating the same. So those permissions, I'll work with Rochelle and Rick, and we'll definitely have everybody put in there. But when you guys start, you don't have to worry about any of those things. We set up all those permission levels for you, so you guys are basically just ready to go whenever you're ready. Now, some people do like to have the paper, so we do have you won't see a lot of these tools or a lot of these options, but you do have the ability to do tools. So if you did want to download your own attachment or your own booklet, you can go down a download form and you can download everything with the attachments behind. I have several districts that do not use this with all their boards. They may have 2 board members that still want their paper packet. Well, the lady that does the agenda, it's really easy for her. When she's done, she just presses download and it's already put in order for her. So it's still efficient, even if not everybody's using it. It's still efficient because you're not sitting at that board table and making those packets all in order. It automatically prints everything in order. The other thing with that I told Rochelle and Rick was that with this system, you no longer have to keep your minutes. So if your office space is being crammed with all your old minute boxes, you no longer have to keep those. And from what I've gotten back is the auditors absolutely love the system because they can get what they want and they're done instead of going through books and books and books of paper. So what I kind of showed you here was tier 1. So basically as a board member, you're able to log in, you're able to search for things, you're able to add your own notes. Rochelle can take attendance. She can also easily take actions. So if you go to the consent agenda, you see all your agendas under here. And Rochelle can just, when you're ready to take an action, we can either have electronic voting where it opens up to you for you to make your your vote. However, you still say it out loud. So most of our districts just have the minutes clerk do it. And she only has to press who made and who seconded it. And then this is automatically put into her minutes. So that's where the efficiency comes in. So before, she was having to copy and paste these motions probably from an old minutes report like we were reading from earlier. And this just automatically does it. All she has to do is press made and second. And then if they happen to abstain with conflicts, they weren't at a meeting that they're approving the minutes, then she could use those, but it automatically does that and it saves her actions. So that's all tier 1. The second tier is one that your district is interested in because it has document storage. So you get all the meeting systems, but the document storage is something a lot of our districts are going to now because of the text searchable that I kept hitting on earlier, is that you can actually store your policies in here. So if you have a question about something and you want to see what your policies are, instead of having to pull out that book or go to a different website, you can actually just put in, whatever your policy number is or a keyword, and the policies will actually pull up for you. And you can also host them on your public page and allow your public to be able to search it as well. So here you can kind of see once this loads, and I'm at home, my internet sometimes whenever I screen share isn't as fast, but your public can also search your policies as well. And it helps with transparency on those, so they can go, and this could actually be like a real Board of Education page. One thing that another district had done was they also put their student handbook on here, their faculty handbook, their negotiated agreement, and they don't do that necessarily just have it on the web page, but just so then if anything they have to search, they can press that search button and it will pull up any information that has to do with that item in all those different books. So one of the things my districts found was that they had a discrepancy in like 3 different books because all 3 of them said something different. So it was a great tool for that, to kind of see how all your different policies match as well. But that's the tier 2. We also, those that do the clerical stuff in the office, Ponca City got real creative, and because you can have different document types, so we can kind of help you manage this to whatever you need to have your different folders. And they actually put all their contracts into one tab. So every contract they get, they scan in here, and it's only set for those ladies to be able to see, but it's a way for them just to go into the system and be able to pull it up and be able to add it to an agenda item very easy when needed. So that was really interesting on how they did that. But they have, and it's just, a lot of it is because they want that document storage so they can search anything at their fingertips and not have to table something or take some time to kind of look something up that you don't have at your fingertips there. But that is definitely something, and as you're going and putting your electronic, your policies and as electronic PDFs, then this is definitely a move that a lot of our previous customers are going to as well. What else? Do you guys do you have any more questions?
I'm assuming there's a tutorial.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I spend one-on-one with Rochelle. And then, yes, we have, I used to do tech integration with teachers. So I make a lot of videos and I circle it, I magnify it. I mean, we have really good step-by-step tutorials, absolutely. But
okay. I think just to come into it, to get to learn it at our own pace, I want to be able to just plug in and do it.
Yep. And really you will, after you watch the video, because all you really have to do is be able to log in and join the meeting. That's really on the board member side, is really the only 2 things that you guys have to do, is log in and then know which meeting you're going to join.
Right. And we get the video, so that was good. But there's a lot of other utilizations that I want to explore, and I'm sure the others do too, to make sure that we maximize the efficiency that we can do as a district and justify the expense.
Yep. And so with that, you have these units. So like I was talking about Middell earlier, they have a leadership unit. They have you have up to 10 units with tier 2. They have the regular board meeting unit, they have their leadership unit, they have their strategic plan unit, and they all meet and put their agendas through here. So everything is all in one place. And with that being said, with your strategic, I know you guys are looking at going to strategic planning. We can also put your strategic goals in here, and you can actually tie those to agenda items and easily run reports and saying, as a board, what have you done to meet these 5 target areas? And so that's just a kind of a way to keep on track. You can also put, and it's kind of just a way for Rick to maybe keep track of his own, kind of like what teachers are supposed to do with TLE, is that you can actually put in those goals for superintendent evaluation, and he can actually attach those things to certain agenda items, and kind of allows you to kind of see if he's meeting those goals as a superintendent as well. So there's a lot of different features on that as well. So we, we'll look at the all different meetings that you guys are having inside your district, and that allows you guys to have access, and they can forward things to that you guys be able to see. Our biggest thing is people think they don't understand it's this easy. Because I get a lot of phone calls from our minutes clerks and things. They're like, I don't see how it can be that easy. I'm missing something. And it is because we really set it up for you guys to just jump on and go.
Good.
We haven't lost one yet.
Yeah, it looks like it streamlined that process a lot, but also the policy part, that it keeps track of the revisions and exactly what got reviewed and changed during the meeting, and that the stays active, right? Instead of it being passed in a meeting and the book has to get updated later. That happens a lot. That doesn't happen. So this will clean that up too.
Yep. Basically, once you pass it, you'll just go here to manage, and you'll upload it and take out the old one, just like a Google Drive.
Nice.
That's it. And then we also put these links in here. So it does take you to a different page, but you're able to link out and go check your portal page. You can put your district site here, so you can kind of have some links here that are just commonly used links that will assist you in not having to, open up another tab and go somewhere else.
Okay. Nope, go ahead, Ann. I was going to ask.
Well, I forgot to say this. Actually, Rochelle, we went over through this. Rochelle will have access to this page. I think you have a little bit, you may have an agenda report there, but she can actually notify within the system. So whenever she wants to notify somebody of the meeting, she can click here. It automatically clicks the board members, and she can click all users. It gives you this is your email title. It actually gives you a map just in case somebody gets lost. You never know. And then they can just send the email. And so that's really simple. And they can actually keep track of what emails are sent and if they're able to access it as well. And then it timestamps. So this person, you can see that was notified at 5:27 at 10:40, and it'll line up there. I know this doesn't pertain to you guys, but this is something that a lot of our districts were really grateful for, was when you guys had to cancel all your regular meetings to hold special meetings, so they're virtual. We actually make templates for you guys that you can just print off, and then it has everything you need to send to the county. Nice. So we make those templates. Yeah, our members really were really lucky during the pandemic that we're doing virtual and physical, because we also did that with the agenda report. So here's kind of where Rochelle would pull the agenda report, and we made templates for virtual, and then we also made one for virtual. So all they had to do is do a click instead of having to completely change what they were doing. So it took a lot of stress off of them to know that they were doing things correctly on that, and we were able to have a lawyer approved template to go out to the county and to be posted.
Will it be on our Chickasha letterhead when we do that?
We can try and put your letterhead as much as possible, but these are HTML. But I'll just take a look at your agenda, and we try and make it just as close as possible. Absolutely.
We use our letterhead when we send it to the court clerk.
When you send it to what?
To the court clerk, we put it on.
Oh yeah. So on the public, on the public notice, you would just you can go here and you can actually download it in Word, and then just copy and paste on your letterhead. So yeah, we can do one from file, but they're not, well, I guess it doesn't really matter how pretty they are, but if your name's on it, I'm sure you don't want it to look like a mess. So, but yeah, that's possible as well. You can easily run attendance reports. There's just a whole lot of stuff that you can do with this. It's just in one place, and it's going to be efficient for you, but it definitely is going to be efficient for your administration, doing minutes, and just keeping some place where everything's stored that you can easily have access to.
All right. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions on that? No. Thank you, Ann, for sharing with us.
Bet.
Update and
absolutely.
All right, so that takes us to item 7, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the contract with OSSBA for the Assemble program. Jennifer, anything to add there?
No, I don't have anything to add.
So my question is just, do you think that the benefits of this are worth the price? I mean, I understand it looks great, but in this year when we're having budget cuts, or is this something you think is worth it, that the efficiency is worth the price?
I think eventually the efficiencies are going to be worth the price. I think one of the things we're trying to be is transparent, and this is really going to help us kind of do that. Yeah, as we're going, it's not extra work, it's just part of the whole process. So I do think it'll be worth it.
Okay. Go ahead, Lori.
I had actually called Rick earlier about this, and he said the amount of time spent and the labor that he has just seen putting together board packets, going back and forth, revisions, the emails, all of the kind of the way the system was, that is such a waste of paper and time, but that's also labor. He said this also allows them to do a lot more internally and make it more efficient for even sites as well as administrators, so or administration. And so I think I mean, I was concerned too with the cost versus this. So he very well justified it. He said he's worked with it before and it helped him greatly even do his job.
Okay, I would entertain a motion in a second for some action.
I entertain a motion to approve the contract with the OSSBA on the Assemble program.
Will you make a motion instead of entertain one?
Oh, I make a motion. I mean, I make a motion to approve the contract with OSSBA from the Assemble program.
I second it.
Robin,
Okay.
you seconded.
Robin, second. Yep. Any other discussion or questions? Okay, call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis.
Yes.
Do you know it, Clift?
Yes.
And do you know what time you joined the meeting, Kara?
I maybe 6:15. I guess we
Yeah.
needed it really bad, huh?
We started at 6:15. She popped in like 6:18 or 6:20. I mean, it was right there close.
See, it shows we need this paperless meeting thing.
It would have
Yes.
time saved you. Yeah. All right. Item 8, discussion and vote to approve or not approve Title 3, Part A, English Learners Consortium. Pam?
Okay, so we do not have enough students identified as English learners in our district to receive state funding, but we do have the option of joining in with other school districts who are in the same boat. And by being part of a group or a consortium, then we are able to utilize funds to support our students, either through tutoring or purchasing of resources and material. So we would like to join with Shawnee Schools, Ada, McLeod, Washington, and Lexington to be part of this consortium. And we believe it'd be about $10,000 a year of funding for our students identified as EL.
Yeah, I was excited to see that and saw the justification paper and the other schools and thought that was resourceful. I'm glad we're looking at that. Go ahead, Lori, did you start?
No, love it. I thought it was, I love it. I'm glad that we reached out and that we noticed we weren't able to serve them, and this is the way we can do it. So awesome.
I make a motion that we approve.
I second.
Clift seconded.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
and Clift.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Pam and the team. All right, item 9, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the Global Compliance Network training.
Okay, so currently the last few years we have received our professional development from OPSRC. We had used GCN in the past. We were looking and reviewing at contract to see where we could save money. And one of the places that we could save money was changing this contract. So it would reduce our PD price from $1,500 to $750. Is my network missed?
Great job. I love
Yep.
the 50% savings.
Yep, great work. And I looked over the list of what was included in the contract just right off the bat. The outline of the modules looks like there's a lot of stuff in there readily available.
There's some I want to do.
They do have lots of opportunity for us, and it's great. A lot of districts across the state use GCN, and it's very cost efficient for us.
Pam, I had actually, because I was talking with Rick about some other stuff, asked him about all this, and he said he was familiar with this too, and said he really liked the curriculum, the training, the accessibility, that it didn't change some of the other stuff, but it did change our relationship with OPSRC, which was a great savings as well. And he's also familiar with it. And so he said that if you are affiliated with the district and are interested in learning this, that it is an avenue that we all can better educate ourselves on some of these things.
That is true.
I thought that was really interesting.
Would entertain a motion.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the Global Compliance Network training item.
I'll second.
Okay. Do we have any other questions or discussion? Okay. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Pam. Item 10, discussion and vote to approve or not approve open transfer request for the 2021 school year. Jennifer?
These are our students that have already been enrolled in our school and are just transferred again for the second year. We do have some new students, and in your packet, those are highlighted in yellow. But we had that extension through May for open transfers this year. So this is the list as of today, actually at 3 o'clock.
So I see there are 13 new ones, and I'm sorry I didn't get them counted. Do you know what the total is off the top of your head?
I don't know what the total is.
I think, Robin, it was 47. I counted it one in the car today
Okay.
while I was driving. But
Okay.
it's somewhere in the, I think it was in the 40 something. I was going to ask if Jennifer knew the balance difference between what we had request out versus in, but we can get that info later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. A lot of different districts coming here of all ages.
Yeah.
It is. Love it.
Got to keep growing it, but we will.
I make a motion to approve.
Second, Alan.
Got it.
Okay, any questions, anyone? Any other discussion? Nope. Okay, call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 10, motion to vote to approve or not approve the qualification of Catherine Kate to serve as the adjunct art teacher, I'm guessing, for CMS for the 2020-2021 school year.
Did you do it last year?
Yes, we
Yes.
Okay.
do it every year, and I did it early, so I would have it done before school started this year.
Go eat. Go eat.
I think it's a
No,
great program.
Yeah,
I'm
my
all
daughter
about it.
participated in this, and like I said, she really enjoyed it. So
Thanks for getting it done early, Miss Davis.
You're welcome.
If there's no other questions, Zach, I make a motion.
I second Clift.
Okay.
All right,
Any discussion? Anyone?
Nope.
Okay. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift,
Sorry, Clift. Yes, I'm sorry.
All right. Believe that takes us to the consent agenda. So the following items are items of routine nature normally approved at board meetings be approved by one vote unless we have anything specific that we want to vote on separately. So everyone fire away. Well, we got to update. Rochelle, do we have an update? Did something get pulled?
We want to pull item
G, I believe.
G.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll probably also hold off on.
Yes.
Is it F?
E.
No. E. Okay, E.
E and G.
E and G.
E is in Edgar, G is in Greg. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Mark, though, you got those pulled? With the new system, Kelly, you might be able to just hit an X on them. I don't know.
I'll get to watch Rochelle do it.
Oh, Rochelle Trent. Oh no, you're gonna have to get some computer clicks in there. I'm gonna make sure he has a backup.
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead, everybody. Fire away.
All my questions have now been taken care of by pulling those two items.
I have one question. On a B, the temporary appropriation, it just says that we're doing one. We just need to approve the process. There's no amount.
There was an amount. I thought it was 17.5 something or other. I saw something.
Okay, if there is, I missed it.
Hold
It's on
on.
the Robin, it's on the second page.
Second page. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Yes, Robin,
I missed the second page.
General
There you go.
Fund 17.3, Building Fund 408.
Yep. Okay. I didn't see the second page. Sorry.
No worries.
I want to thank Jennifer for the color-coded graph that accompanied all the finances so we could see on all the programs. I know it meant a lot to me, but I can only imagine the relief it was to Robin, because I know she normally asks about that, but it was so nice, Jennifer, because it gave me the ability to not just look through the percentages and me not knowing as much as some of y'all do, but I was then able to look through your graph and kind of see where it went and the timelines on them. So thank you very much for that. That was awesome.
Yes, that was going to be my comment as well. Thanks for the federal program update. It looks like we're on it. It's crazy. It's been a crazy year.
Yeah.
That you guys jumped through hoops. That was awesome. And I mean, that was that communication and being able to kind of see that really took care of so many questions.
Very, very helpful.
There was.
All right, thank you.
Jennifer,
I'll make sure to do that in the future too.
Well, thanks for putting that level of detail into the reporting, and then also for continuing to fight to get those in there and get their questions answered, even though they didn't give them all to us at once, and resubmitting 2 or 3 times on some of them. But we have to do it, but we still appreciate the work.
Absolutely.
Okay, Carrie, you got anything?
Nothing.
Whoa. Okay, Christy.
Easy week. Huh? Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented with items E and G being pulled.
Second, Clift.
All right,
Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
Clift,
Yes.
Annie.
A little extra, but
Okay.
Hey, Zach, can I
Yes.
just thank Dan for a minute?
Yeah.
He put a lot of extra going into the item K on the district surplus stuff and the attention to making things even look better and cleaning things up. And I know that took a lot of work and you have a lot on your plate. And this is huge. And I want to thank you very much for that, because the way everything looks makes a big difference. And this took a lot of work. So thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you, Laura. That's a good
Thank you,
reminder.
Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Let us know when the
Jerry,
auction
Donna,
is.
Jerry, Donna, did you get rid of any stuff in that list too? Wasn't there a couple things from athletics? No. You're not gonna try to eBay sell the old uniforms?
Not yet. I don't think they're in high demand.
All right. All right. Item 13, proposed executive session to discuss hiring of individuals listed on Exhibit A, transfer reassignment workday adjustments of personnel listed on Exhibit A, resignations of personnel listed on Exhibit A, and retirements listed with Exhibit A. So we'll be attending executive session via video conferencing. Zach, Robin, Kara, Jennifer, Lori, and Christy. Don't think we're gonna have to patch Rick in. I think we'll be good. We will notify when we come back with that final statement who all attended executive session. So entertain a motion to vote to convene or not convene into executive session.
So moved, Alan.
Which one? The to convene or the not to convene?
To convene.
To convene. Okay.
second, Cliff.
Okay. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. That's 7:01, Kelly. That's what I have on time for that. So we will all just minimize this one, go to they'll drop us out anyway, or just leave this one and then go join the other link, which is the email that came today.
Oh, you don't want us to leave this time?
Yes, no, leave.
Oh, you said just minimize. Okay.
I know, but then I said leave when I realized I misspoke. Sorry, it wasn't.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. It won't let you be in two anyway, so you'd have had to leave. It's fine.
Hey, Pam, are you still on here?
Yes, I am. Kelly, you've been muted. Kelly, if you need to call and ask, call my cell phone.
No. Boys haven't been outside all day.
Hi, Seth. Didn't see you earlier.
Seth, you're going to join us officially in a few days, huh?
A week from today.
All right.
I'm excited
Glad
to have
to hear it.
box from one instead of the two I've been going between. I'm excited.
Yeah, I bet.
Your office is painted and ready to go.
Sounds good to me.
I think the mice even left you a few presents in there too, maybe.
I put a raccoon in there all weekend, so I don't know. Whatever.
That's totally fitting, I think.
All those trash pandas at my house. So
We actually have had raccoons in our building.
first principal job I ever had, when I moved into the office, there was a live mouse with its tail stuck in the printer. So it was good time.
I should have known that. I had one in my desk drawer last week, only it was dead. I should have left it for you.
Did you call Dan?
I sent him a text message.
He heard her scream from across the street.
I'm a country girl. I don't scream at mice. Mm-mm.
Well, I just swat at him with the broom.
Squirrels have always been an issue in that building.
And you know what? It's been a while since we've had a squirrel.
The other day I was walking in and it like ran into the front door thing, then ran up the wall, and they give you evil eyes.
Just like he knew his way around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where is she?
Oh, Kara?
Yeah.
I've admitted everybody. There's nobody in the waiting room.
All right. Keep watching, Eric.
Oh, my sidekick can come back. She doesn't know it. There she is looking. You can come back and sit by me now.
With you, Robin?
Do what?
Are they spending the night with you?
They've been with me for a couple of days now.
How's she doing?
Oh, they're all good.
How's our
Everybody's
baby?
good. The baby's
Mindy?
like the best baby in the world.
Oh, I know Mindy loves that.
He's a really, really
That's
good
awesome.
baby.
That's awesome.
Here she is.
Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead, Eric. Get us rolling again and let us know when we're good.
You're good.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. The board entered into executive session at 7:01 p.m. Those present in executive session were Zach McGill, Christy Cliff, Garrett Gertis, Robin Morse, Jennifer Stegman, and Lori Allen. No action was taken by the board in executive session. Board is returning to open session at 8 p.m. Okay. That brings us to agenda item 16. Motion and vote to approve or not approve hiring of individuals listed on Exhibit A. I'm ready. Fire away.
I make a motion
Okay.
that we hire Exhibit A individuals.
Second, Alan.
Okay.
All righty.
Call roll, please, Kelly.
McGill,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Item 17. Motion and vote to approve or not approve transfer reassignment workday adjustments for individuals listed on Exhibit A.
So move, Clift.
Second, Alan.
All right.
Did you get that? Did you get that, Kelly?
Yes, Clift and Allen.
Okay. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Yes.
Curtis, Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 18. Motion to vote to approve or not approve resignations of individuals listed on Exhibit A.
So move, Clift.
Second, Alan.
To approve. Sorry.
Got it.
Very good. Okay. Did you get that, Kelly?
Yes, Clift and Allen,
Yes, ma'am. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. 19. Motion to vote to approve or not approve the retirement of individuals listed on Exhibit A.
There wasn't any retirement.
Listed. Yep. Thank you.
My turn.
Item 20, Superintendent's Report. Jennifer, anything to share with us?
I don't have anything to share except for, the graduation coming up on the 19th. Want to make sure that we announce that. I know Rick and Dan have been working with looking at our lighting and getting that replaced. And I think they've got some good options for moving forward and getting LED lights throughout the district, making some savings and have some return on investment. So that, and of course you already talked about the surplus that Dan's doing. So we're ready for Seth to be on board and get going with some of our curriculum things. Pam, as always, is got her hands in a little bit of everything and helping us out. So we're moving forward. We're doing good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, appreciate all the staff, everything that we're doing. I'm glad Seth's coming on and Dan's responsibilities have changed. We've got a full leadership team. I think everybody's going to work well together. We've made a lot of strides, I feel like, in the last couple of years to get going. But I feel like our team, our admin team, and the whole staff of Chickasha Public Schools is put together now, and I think everybody's going to pull in the same direction, and things are going to really be able to build off the momentum we've had. And we have a lot of great employees, and they care about kids, and they care about what's doing right for the kids and for the community. And I'm really excited about where we're going. We're closing out this crazy year, like June last year, right? Fiscal year for school. Closing out this crazy.
Yeah, we do have our sports up and going now too.
Yep.
They've started practices.
So everybody's doing an awesome job. I'm just really looking forward to where we're going to go from here. The board's going to stay committed to doing our part. We've got policy overhaul still coming. We've got strategic improvement planning that's going to start. We'll go to work on plans for the buildings and for all the properties and get ready for bond issues and stuff later. So we're going to do our part to support you guys, but y'all carry the load, and we greatly appreciate you. And I think the community does as well. So I'm excited about where we're headed. So I want to thank everybody. We got an awesome team, and no way I know everyone's name, but I thank them anyway. The board's really proud of what we have, and we hope we continue to find ways to show you guys next year how much we appreciate all of our employees.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.
Oh, I'm talking about you, Jerry Dawn. No, sorry. I forgot to exclude you. No. All right. Well, I would entertain we love you, Jerry Dawn. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Alan.
Second.
Morris, all right.
All right. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Thank you, team.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Ruby. Bye, Lily.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, girls.
Bye. Bye.